Hello everyone, this is Husky here, back with some more Bronze League Heroes! And I know what you guys are saying, and yes, it has been way too long since we've been casting some Bronze League Heroes, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. Up in the top right side, it is going to be Kemmo, Kemmo, that's how I'm going to be saying it, as the blue Protoss, and his opponent down to the bottom left side is going to be Joker, the red Protoss. So it is going to be a PvP, and in typical Bronze League PvP fashion, we already have a probe moving out. I would expect nothing less in a Bronze League hero game, but as this game is getting underway, let's have a super quick chat. Yes, I have not been uploading too much stuff this week. There's a couple reasons for that, and then also, in all honesty, I was just resting my voice quite a bit. Number one, there haven't been major tournament replays released recently. There are still some WCS games that I do want to cover just to get those on record, but past that, there haven't been too many tournaments out there. Number two, there weren't that many good Bronze League Hero games either, so if you'd like to send Bronze League Hero games, send them into huskyreplays@gmail.com. We have now sent, oh, did he spot that? I don't know if he saw that probe or not. I mean, this probe may have actually seen it, but you guys know how Bronze League scouting goes. A lot of the yeah, they actually did, I think, see that. But either way, that probe I don't think going to be alerting his compatriots as to the whereabouts of this enemy probe, which is suspiciously already placed at the natural there. But anyways, Bronze League Heroes, guys, you can send your replays to Husky Replays. That is HUSKYREPLAYS. Hopefully I spelled that correctly, otherwise I'm throwing off a lot of people. Anyways, huskyreplays@gmail.com, but we have stockpiled quite a few. Big thanks to my friend Sinvicta for sorting through the games. He's actually been doing lots of stuff on the YouTubes. He has like 5,000 subs, something like that right now, doing awesome. But either way, is it 5,000? Did I just exaggerate that? We'll go with 5,000. I can't remember off the top of my head if that's actually accurate or not. But either way, we do have the pylon now down for the Joker. And I gotta say, if you guys want your pro tip of the day, if you're going to cannon rush someone, don't do it from the low ground. That is something that, you know, if you're going to cheese the hell out of your opponent, you really don't want to contain them from the low ground, because then they get one guy on the high ground, and then all of a sudden your awesome cannon contain isn't contained at all. It's a thing that dies from no high ground vision. Now, we do have two probes up here, which this is going to be a next level strategy right here. One probe can play offense. The other one can play defense by hiding out in the corner down below, but this probe's got to try and make it up the ramp. And he does manage to. He is going to get a pylon at least on the way here, but with the Zealot already hacking away, one Zealot can really hold off a cannon rush basically by himself if he's not in range of those cannons. That poor probe does get taken out, and the pylon goes down. But look at this, Kemmo already actually had another pylon preemptively on the way, knowing that this one was going to be taking damage. He's going to be holding off his opponent's cannon rush with a cannon defense of his own, I guess rushing towards cannons. Now he does have the second probe over here. This is where the next level strategy starts to come into play here. This cannon is going to get taken out, and Camo, again, just going to be setting up stellar defense here, and this is a classic Bronze League Heroes game already. I mean, every time your opponent throws down a cannon, you might as well throw down one as well. So we'll see exactly how this shapes up. I think the one Zealot, though, can actually hold all this off by himself, especially now that the cannon is done. This Joker, you are a Joker indeed, but as is usual with Joker in the Batman series, you're going to fail miserably to Batman. Although I will say, Camo, Batman in this situation, is allowed to use weapons. So that's a thing. However, and look at this, he's still putting cannons there. They keep getting one shot here. Both players losing way too many resources in this engagement, but the hey, try it again. All right, he keeps trying to put a cannon there, but he keeps also ending up losing all of that money. We'll see if he decides to put one in a slightly better spot, and that poor Zealot taking a couple of shots there is not going to go down. Does find a nice little angle to be able to engage this pylon, but Camo ends up losing lots of cannons. At the same time, though, Joker throws down a gas while his gateway is still going to be on the way. He also has 12 probes here, can easily continue to make those, and both players are actually chrono boosting out. You know, another pro tip of the day, don't want to fill up those queues if you can help it, unless you're a super noob like me. Really what I try and do is just have two probes, one building and one in the queue. What the pros do a lot of times is just try and have the one probe building so you can spend that money elsewhere. But if you think about it, if you don't fill these four things with probes, that is 200 resources. That's half of an expansion. That's another Nexus. You know, if you were to do that twice, that is also 2 Zealots. It's also a cannon. It's also 2 really, there's a lot of more important things to get than having probes sitting in that queue. So definitely try and pay attention to that. I always recommend having 2 probes going just because we're not super pros. We're not going to be able to get it absolutely perfect every single time, and 2 is kind of the nice balance. But either way, Cannon on the high ground. I love how he refuses to make a Stalker to clear this out. I mean, he has one on the way, but he is going to kill it with a Vengeance using a cannon. So currently, taking a look at the Structures tab, we have more cannons than actual units here, I believe. Yeah, there's only 2 Zealots, and that is to the 5 cannons that are currently on the map. And hey, I guess if it works, you might as well be okay. But the Cannon Rusher Joker, I also love how the Cannon Rusher happens to be named Joker. I feel like that is a little bit too fitting for him there. But either way, in Bronze League Heroes, of course, we cast the very best of the very worst. If you have some decently length games that are great, I've already said this before, but again, feel free to send them in. We love watching them, and I love casting them. It does look like these cans are going to go down, and definitely the victor, when all is said and done, is going to be Kemmo. He's got more supply, he's got less units lost, and he's got more workers. So that is all you can really ask for. He is going to be behind on his expansion timing, though. So that is one thing that Joker can do to kind of get back in this game. And you got to remember, in games, not that this is a pro-level game, and he's probably not thinking this far into it, but remember, in games of StarCraft 2, if you are behind, one of the best ways to get ahead is to take a risk and do something better than your opponent. So right now, Joker got his expansion before his opponent. He's still behind in supply. He's still behind in workers. He's still behind probably even an army supply as well. Yes, he is. He's behind in a lot of ways, but a good way to get back is to try and get ahead in one way that you can abuse later. Now, sometimes that'll be focusing on micro. Sometimes that'll be trying to do economic damage. Sometimes that'll be trying to get ahead in macro, and then you abuse that edge a little bit later so that the other things that your opponent is ahead by can hopefully start to kind of get lower and lower. It's difficult to do, but it's kind of how you have to treat this game if you're behind. Either way, we're going to be having the wall in here for Kemmo. He's got two gateways here. He's got a cannon on the way, 2 Zealots and a Stalker. So he's going to be a trooper and is actually making a mothership core. It's something that the reason I'm shocked is because you do not actually see this in Bronze League Heroes very often, where players are like, oh yeah, you can actually get mothership cores. They're pretty darn good. We'll see exactly how Kemmo ends up using this. Once again, queuing up too many probes, but that is okay. You got to be warping in more and more units here. This is going to bring his gateway count up to 5 overall. Yeah, he's got the 5 gateways here. No real upgrades, no real tech to speak of. Just now going to be starting the Robo there. Could use it for Immortals, Observers, Warp Prisms. Warp Prism's so hard to use, though, in Bronze League Heroes, man. Even I struggle actually using a Warp Prism correctly, and I'm all the way up in, like, Platinum or something. So, either way, we do have the Forge. You know, could be going for the upgrades if he wants to, but we could be seeing pretty low tech out of both these players. However, Joker is going what all Cannon Rushers love to follow up with, and that is mass Void Rays. Void Rays, Void Rays, gotta mess up my Void Rays. He's completely skipping Warp Gate, but either way, is not going to be going for Warp Gate. Is instead going to be spending all of that money, and yes, I mean all of it, very, very low on the resources right here, on getting out those Void Rays. Now, at the same time, Joker has completely cut workers. He is playing this out like a true Bronze League hero. He's going to be cutting workers and going for the mass Void Rays. Now, the only thing that would make this better if it was actually proxy Void Rays, but I do want to say that Void Rays in PvP are kind of the destroyer of Bronze League. I feel like Void Rays are super, super good because they take basically no micro. They do tons of damage to all the important Protoss units. And that is that. Now, it does look like the Mothership Core are going to go ahead and float all the way down here. Should get taken out by these Void Rays. Keep in mind that Mothership Cores do count as armored, so if you activate that prismatic alignment, extra 6 damage versus armored units, and they already do extra damage to armored units anyway. So definitely keep that in mind. That Mothership Core is probably not going to last long. Does have enough energy for a mass recall. Not that it would be that massive a mass recall, but it would be a recall nonetheless. And it is going to go ahead and float on down here. The Void Ray should be able to kill us. We'll see if he can kill off any of these workers or not. I honestly don't even know if using Time Warp here is worth it, but the slow reaction times means that this Mothership Core is going to get a singular kill. Does then follow up with a second one as well. Mothership Core saying, you know what, this is Bronze League. I don't need to mass recall. I'm just going to skedaddle on out of here, and by skedaddle, I mean die. So that Mothership Core is now gone. We have the Twilight Council going to be on the way for Kemmo. And does he get blinked? Does he get charged? Or did he just make this building for aesthetic purposes only? So far, that is the case, as he does have it. No tech on the back of it, though. We do have triple Stargate on the way for Kemmo now. He spotted those Void Rays and was like, uh-oh. What's the best way to win a Void Ray race? Well, you just build your own Void Rays. We do have the Twilight Council now done. Still no upgrades there. Maybe he didn't cancel it and is not going to use it, though, because he is going to be going for the 3 Stargates. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I will say Joker severely hindered by his lack of workers right now, and I think he may be a little bit oversaturated in the main base. Yeah, he could transfer a couple of these guys down to help with his mining efficiency. You can see he is not efficiently mining, way behind on that income. And that's because this probe split is so much better. I mean, yes, there are, what, 4 more probes there for Camo, but that income is not a 4-probe discrepancy. That is a probes not being saturated correctly discrepancy. And, you know, actually watching Bronze Heroes, these are the type of things you can learn, and just watching the income, you can see how big of a difference it actually makes. Of course, more probes are being added on, which is going to add to that deficit. But either way, we do have a Dark Shrine now going to be on the way, so they did actually use that Twilight Council. And I always wonder what goes on in a Twilight Council, because it's basically just a bunch of Templars. And what are they counseling over? That's the real question. Like, should we research legs? Should we research Blink? And then they argue about it forever. It's basically like the governmental process in the United States, man. They just sit there bickering back and forth. That was a political joke. Oh my God. Oh my God, shots fired here in Bronze League Heroes. But either way, we do have the Zealot going to be hanging down there. And, actually might be going for a 3rd base here. Joker, though, I mean, really, you don't want to be expanding. If you have the pro tip of the day, if you have 3 probes mining at your natural, you probably don't need another base. As tempting as it can be. That's going to be my 3rd pro tip of the day right there. But anyway, Zelda's going to go ahead and scout around. He's looking for a 3rd base of his opponent. And I got to say, Joker's got to be feeling pretty good right now. This is like in the movie when Joker reveals his plan. He begins executing it and is basically going to start giving Batman a hard time. But is Kemmo, the Blue Knight, instead of Black Knight or Dark Knight, is he going to be able to hold off the Joker's treachery? Although, to be fair, the Joker did not use Void Rays in any of his master scheming plans. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out. I mean, Void Rays are freaking good, especially if you activate the Prismatic Alignment. We do have Dark Templar on the way, though, and I assume they're going to be moving out. Yep, 5 DTs. This is such a Bronze League game, man. When you think of Bronze League Heroes, this is what you expect, is a Cannon Rush followed up by Mass Void Rays, followed up by Mass Dark Templar. But here we go. The Void Rays do need to activate that Prismatic Alignment, and they will do so much more damage here. Does he decide to do it? Bronze League Heroes! He never used the Prismatic. It's so good. He doesn't even need it, though. He's going to back out of there, still loses one last Void Ray. Decides to turn around and cut off that Mothership Core as well. But either way, the DTs are on the loose. There are no cannons here. There's also no Warp Gate. I don't know if that's going to play a big role here or not. But the DTs are now inside the main base in true Bronze League hero form, and we will see what they go for first. They're actually going to be going for the Forge here. That is right when that upgrade finishes. He went for the shield upgrade because he did go for the Void Rays, which I guess, given the circumstances, is kind of the way to go. Keep in mind, he could make an Oracle here to detect these, but you don't really see players do that all that much, and is indeed going to be going for the pylons right now, so some of these Void Rays may never finish. They'll just be forever stuck in Warp in Town, which is no fun for anybody. Definitely wants to use his Prismatic Alignment if possible. The pro tip of the day! Prismatic Alignment is so broken in lower leagues. Make sure you use it. Mass Void Ray is definitely the way to go. We got DT's going to be hacking away, taking out these bases. The 3rd base is done, and a Robotics on the way. He can afford to make those observers if he needs to. Well, he definitely needs to. It's more of if he wants to. Probe's going to be transferring away, so that is going to be more and more money income for him, unless the probes just kind of hang out over here. So they're just going to be chilling out, and the Void Rays are going to continue right now. Still not using Prismatic Alignment, but is slowly cutting into the production capabilities of Kemmo. I mean, look at this. Kemmo has 4,000 minerals and is unable to spend them. These Void Rays here, they should get refunded. This isn't something you see very often, as pro players would normally cancel. But here we go. Oh, he's actually going to leave them in there. So they are once again stuck in forever teleporting in town. Nope, he's got to go back there, and you do get money back for that, right? Is that... I believe that's how it works. Maybe it doesn't actually show it there. But either way, the Dark Templar continuing to move out. They could kill out this base. Is there going to be Observer out in time? He's trying to get one out, but he is super supply blocked and does have another Forge on the way. These probes are still not mining. Oh my God, they've got to get to work, man. That's not even a pro tip of the day. That's like some basic tips of the hour. I don't know. He needs to get those probes back to work, though. He's probably going to have to run away with them, and he does. Keep in mind that if you click on mineral patches with probes, they do path a lot better. They don't clump up like this nearly as much. But these probes trying to get away. The DTs are chasing them. Oh my god, imagine when the DTs are even faster if they decide to do that. They will be able to chase these probes down like crazy. And, I mean, they're already keeping up with the probes. Got to be honest, that is a 2.81 versus a 2.81, so it's exactly the same speed there. And either way, the Void Rays have cleared out the main base finally, going for a couple of the probes. Got to be going for the next over here. These probes are running for the DTs like crazy. I also love how the DTs have basically left this base completely uncontested, and now you can just drop pylons down and recover here. But that's okay because it's Bronze League heroes, man. That's how these things unfold. Speaking of unfolding, these DTs are killing, massacring the probes. They're going to go ahead and get out of there. But these DTs are out for, well, I wouldn't say blood. I don't think Protoss really have blood. But they are out for whatever it is that probes bleed. And either way, the supplies are favoring the red Protoss. He's got to be able to cut off this base as well, I believe. Needs to just go for it. I don't know if he's used prismatic alignment a single time this game. If he has, now would be another good time to do that. He's got to be tapping that E button. And no, needs to go for the Nexus. You can cut off that Nexus quite easily if you prismatic align. I'm just saying you could do that, but either way, we are going to be having, I assume, well, I guess it's going to be a forge, so both players are going to be going for forges right now. And the awesome part about Bronze League Heroes is you cannot tell who is ahead by their supply. You cannot tell who is ahead by the amount of bases. Really, you can never tell who's actually ahead because you have no idea what's actually going to happen. It does look like this robotic facility is going to get taken out, but the probe's like, you know what, I'm going to drop this pylon whether it's the death of me or not, and it turns out that it was indeed the death of him. But anyways, these probes look like they're going to go ahead and move on back home. But for now, oh, cannons on the way. You know, that is one thing I love about Protoss and Bronze League is, you know, what's the solution to all of your problems? More cannons. What would have stopped the DTs? Cannons. What stopped the cannon rush? Cannons. What's going to kill off all these Void Rays if you build enough of them? Cannons. Really, I mean, the counter in to everything in Bronze League Heroes is cannons. Oh my god! Oh, I was joking! You're not supposed to get this many cannons! Oh god, Kemmo. Kemmo is making me proud, man. He is making lucky number 13 cannons at a time. And Joker is going to GG. This game is not actually over just yet, though. But he did manage to throw that down. Anyways, these Dark Templar are a little bit special. They could have killed off this base a long time ago. But instead, they're just going to be chasing these probes back and forth. But there we go. Now they got a nice little angle there to just massacre the probes once again. And decides to go straight for the Nexus here as well. And you got to remember that Joker, that is really his only mining base. Oh, but he might be baiting them into the cannons. The old bait and switch. The cannon right there can barely detect it. Not narrowly is not a word, although narrowly should be a word. Now, the thing I love about this mass cannon is that you're very protected from a frontal assault, but the Void Rays can just kind of chill back here. So we'll see if he has the micro that is required to do something like that. And down goes the Nexus. Looks like the probes over here got to get taken out as well. So really no mining bases left for Joker. He does, however, have enough to expand. So as long as he keeps these Void Rays alive, he should be just fine to expand. He needs to be out an Observer, though. The problem is that he hasn't reconstructed that robo, so he can't actually build an Observer right now, which means that these DTs are free to deny the rest of the map of bases, and that's exactly what's going to be happening right now. No, so he's sending them around to try and spot that. 19 APM for Joker, so it's going to be really, really tough for him to micro these Void Rays correctly, but we'll see exactly how he plays this out. But the thing is that the Joker's not down and out. He hasn't died in the movie yet. He is still able to go up against the Dark Knight, and he drops a pylon. Okay, that will break up his supply block there. No, but you want to stop spending money on these cannons, though. This is the part where I said cannons are the counter to everything. They are not the counter to having no money. So if you don't have any money, you probably don't want to be investing in cannons right now. But either way, we do have the reverse Stargate over here. 4 Stargates going to be on the way. But this is kind of like an old-timey war movie where, you know, the guys have lost their entire country, but now they're hunkered down in their one last fort. It's got to be the last stand. And my favorite part about Saving Private Ryan is when they move up the beachfront with all of their Void Rays. God, it was just such a beautiful moment in that movie. And we're going to see exactly if it works out the same way that it did then as the Void Rays over here. Here they go. They're going to be going up to Omaha Beach, and we'll see if they can actually break down the defenses. I don't know that they can. If they just swing around the backside, they definitely can, as there's really no gateways left on the map. Oh, no! Top 100% Void Ray control there as the APM spiked up to 24 for just a moment. Those Void Rays, though, do get taken out. This DT, I believe, is actually on patrol. which should be its own TV show, DT Patrol. But either way, we do have the Void Rays over here. Oh, they're going to be killing off the Stalkers, though, returning the favor. Are they going to get baited in? No. Great play there by Joker. Going to be keeping those alive. The main problem is, though, is that he is burning through funds rather quickly, so he needs to get out an Observer right now, which is exactly what he's doing. He needs a Chrono boosted out, which is what he is not doing. He doesn't have that many probes left, but he does have enough to start saturating a second base. And on the flip side, Kemmo, he's got a lot of probes, but they're only on one base. So I'm not exactly sure how far he wants his money to go, but my God, this base organization is on another level. He's got this nicely, tightly packed in here. This is like living in Los Angeles. Wherever you look, there's just a lot of cannons, so you got to be careful where you place down your new home. Looks like more cannons on the way here for Camo, and I don't think it's really going to work out, as he is going to be losing his pilot. And again, guys, do not try and contain your opponent on the low ground. It's not going to work. He does end up canceling every single one of those, as the Void Rays here are ready to go. And overall, Kemmo has lost so much more, but he has gained the respect. And really, I mean, he's super rich if we're comparing him to Batman, so he can just keep spending that money all day long. Void Rays of his own now. He is actually going to be taking a Void Ray lead pretty soon, which is not something that Joker expected, I'm afraid, as he does have all these Void Rays now. The DTs are still over here. He cannot expand until he cleans these out. And really, I think he's lost his chance to swing around on the backside. This is sounding more and more like innuendo. Swing around on the backside and penetrate the defenses with his long blue beam is really what he is missing out on right now. But it does look like his opponent's using prismatic alignment. He forgets that it even exists. And, you know, guys, I think what we learned here today, prismatic alignment is better than no prismatic alignment. So cannons and Void Rays, that's the way to play Protoss. And all of a sudden, I think Joker is out of this game. Sure, he finally expanded, but he's only got these 2 Void Rays left. He has the Observer. Where's this one Zealot at? He's been hanging out in the main base for quite some time. I don't remember the last time he made a Zealot. But either way, DT Stalker and Void Ray going to be able to move up into this base. And I think that's going to be it for Joker. Unfortunately for him, he is once again going to be thwarted by the Batman, and we shall see if anything more exciting happens here. But this game pretty much got to be wrapped up right now. This has been Bronze League Heroes, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just go ahead and still give it a thumbs up. I mean, really what's it matter in the long run? But either way, the Nexus is going to get taken down. And Joker says, wow. Oh, here comes the excuse I can't wait for. What's he typing? He is definitely typing here. His APM is at 0. That means he's typing here. No need to gather resources when you code, What? What does that even mean? No need to gather resources when you code, I suppose. No need. Maybe if I say it in different accents. No need. No need to gather resources when you code, I guess. Or maybe I should say it like a very angry kid who just lost the game. No need to gather resources when you code, I guess. I don't know. What does that mean? You guys, let me know down below what that actually means. I don't know. I really don't, guys. Normally I can decipher it, but this is like when you accidentally send a text to your mom and it autocorrects pics to dicks or something. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. No need to gather resources when you code, I guess. Was he playing this game on his phone and it autocorrected that? I honestly don't know. But either way, guys, Bronze League Heroes, lots of fun. A big thanks to Invicta. His link is down below. And of course, I'll see. Well, wait. We have to do this outro correctly. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.